Okay, so having said that, then why use the BYOB agility skin as the basis for a small business website skin? Well, first, I have a special front page template that I think is good for a small business website. It's a nice big large text full width page. It's got a feature box in it where you can put a responsive slider in. It definitely does not look or feel like a blog skin. It functions just fine without blog functionality, right? We don't actually need to have this article section in order for this site to work perfectly as it is. And it's easy for you to make look professional. I mean, I think it looks pretty clean all by itself, but it's going to be very easy for you to make look like a professional business skin as opposed to, a party skin or somebody's blog or, something like that, somebody's personal skin. It is a responsive skin, and you saw it in action here in the Responsinator, but I'll show you the actual original version of it. All right, it does in fact respond to the mobile device and the way it lays out. It has I think a pleasing layout when it hits these mobile devices. And so that's another reason, right? So that your customers will be able to view your site easily on their mobile devices. And also it comes with a bunch of stuff that I built specifically for the purpose of making it easier for beginners to customize the skin. Something that we've figured out here in the process of working with Thesis2 and teaching Thesis2 is that for all the really hard stuff that people wanted to do in Thesis1, Thesis2 is much simpler, much easier to do. But for all the really easy stuff that Thesis1 could do, Thesis2 is actually a little bit harder to make all those easy things happen. And so I've created a bunch of additional tools to add, or that I've added to the responsive skin that makes it easier for a beginner to access or to style their site. So, for example, I have some smart header boxes that allow you to essentially click and drag and drop different elements into the header without you having to do anything other than do that. I have a set of smart responsive columns which will let you create different page layouts. And in fact, you can use the same page layout I have and just reconfigure it with simply, selecting a different option from the columns wrapper without ever having to change anything specifically. It's got smart widget areas that allow you to create blocks of widgets and place them anywhere in the template that you want. And you don't have to do anything except give it a name, tell it how many widget areas you want in that space, and drag it into a template. And all the rest of it happens, including making it responsive. It has a simplified skin settings section so that you don't have to look around for where the typical font styles are, the link styles, or page heading styles or anything like that. All of the typical font styles are drawn together into a single settings area that make it quite easy for you to set those settings, while still preserves the ability for you to make very specific changes in templates. So you can have these general settings set up, and then for specific templates you can make different changes. This is a more advanced feature, but it does have built-in customizable media queries. And if you don't know what a media query is, just ignore me for the moment, because we're not really going to be doing this in this class. But it does have customizable media queries, so you can pick the device that you want the media query to target, and then you can add your own custom code to that. It's going to automatically go in the right spot. It'll automatically target the right device, and this is I think a fairly useful, although more advanced tool that's part of the Agility Skin. And then it's got a bunch of other little tools, like it's got a featured image that allows you to choose the featured image size and give an alignment and choose whether or not links and set some link text. It has a a copyright box that lets you set a copyright and have it automatically update. It has a read more link that lets you customize a link or a button for in a read more situation. So there are some of those little tools that make creating your site, I think, a fair bit easier. So that's why we're going to use agility for the purpose of this class.